Hi everyone, today let's do a quick video starting off with the PCE data, then we'll take a look at max pain for the end of the week, then we'll look at some of the basic charts since we'll look deeper into the charts in the Sunday video, then we'll take a look at my results for the day and my thoughts going into tomorrow's session. If you like trading stocks and options and making money, definitely like and subscribe. I make videos like this every single day that the markets are open as well as Sundays, so make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on any future episodes. Welcome to the Portfolio Bulletin. Let's get started. So PCE data came in much lighter than expectations, and that drove markets much higher. Core month over month was 0.3 as expected, but the big surprise was headline PCE year over year at 3.8%, which was much lower than expectations, driving stocks much higher today. They say PCE inflation is coming down more and more, which is one of the things most watched by the Federal Reserve, and it's getting fairly close to that 2%, a little bit faster than I would have expected. Core is still sticky and not coming in better than expectations quite yet, but the headline is reassuring. They also mention here that the Fed is looking to do at least 2 quarter-point hikes, and traders are expecting at least one of those in July. But if inflation numbers continue to come back pretty light, maybe we get another pause and then another hike in October, and then we start looking for that first cut in second quarter of next year. Definitely interesting, and it continues to look good on the inflation front. Looking at max pain here just for a moment, we ended up at 442. Right at the top of the puts here, you can see all the puts are to the downside, ending up worthless. Some of these calls are making money, but pretty much all the puts ended up worthless. Moving over to the charts, starting off with the S&Ps here on the hour and the 12-hour, you can see we have a double top now that has formed. We hit these previous highs, and looking at the 12-hour chart, you can see a clear divergence in RSI from this previous high to the current one. That doesn't mean that this can't continue higher. Momentum still bullish. RSI definitely showing bullish. Volume stepped up here today. Definitely could continue into Monday's session, but that divergence here on the medium time frame is interesting. Moving over to the NASDAQ, you can see that rally pushed up huge with the PCE numbers, rallied those first 3 candles here on the 15-minute chart, and then basically held in that zone with a slight dip here in the midday. Overall, very aggressive to the upside. Looking at the 12-hour, you can see it's not a double top here on the NASDAQ, which is interesting. We do have much lower RSI numbers versus this previous peak. Also, we have not tested that 371.25 level yet. We're at this trend line, which is interesting. Be watching this, but momentum still bullish, but that divergence is a little bit concerning going into Monday. Moving over to the Russell and the Dow, you can see the Russell through some wicks and then held in this zone, still holding the trend line, still looking for a push up to 189 again. I would like to see it at least double tap this previous high. We did hit overbought conditions in the pre-market just for a moment there on the 4-hour chart. Momentum starting to fade a little bit, which is not generally what you would want to see. Still could trend higher here, but definitely concerning, throwing some wicks at this previous resistance. Dow looking pretty strong here. Momentum still building. RSI overbought, but still rallying. We're above that 343.23 level, and now we're looking up to 347.67 if we can get a break through this previous high. Moving over to Apple and Tesla. Apple going bananas here, pushing way up, super overbought, super bullish momentum, closing above 3 trillion and another all-time high here. I have trend resistance up around $200, which is a key psychological level. Definitely interesting at that point. Otherwise, super bullish. Everything here on Apple looks good. Tesla wicking resistance once again, 264.68. I've been watching this level for a long time. Hit there once again. Seems to be rolling over a little bit. Momentum stepping down. RSI also stepping down slightly, but above the 50 line. Fairly interesting. You really need to see it get above that level, hold, maybe retest, and then get that continuation higher. Last time we got above here, we got that clear rejection, retest, move lower. So I'd like to see something like that in reverse, push out, retest, continuation. If this is going to continue higher, right now it looks a little bit bearish to me. Moving over to staples and discretionary. Staples looks more bullish once again. We're above all the shorter term EMAs. Momentum bullish, RSI bullish, volume stepping up. Everything looks good. Once again, looking at the move from 74 to 75.40, that would be nice. Clearly have some longer term EMAs and SMAs that we have for resistance, but it is a higher low setup now. We have a low and a higher low and a rally out of that zone. We took out this previous high. Want to see it get above here. That would be nice. But at this point, this looks like a bullish structure to me. Discretionary also looking bullish, taking out the high, looking at trend resistance just a few dollars higher from here, and then horizontal resistance at 174.76. Moving over to breadth on the 50 and the 200, 50 making a new local high. Everything looks good. Breadth is widening. 200 through a wick to this previous high. Found a little bit of rejection here. You want to see this get back above 64.75. If we can get that move and we start to look back to the February highs at 76, that would be nice. But overall, still looks good here on breadth. Moving over to junk and TLT. High yields rallied through a wick through this previous high. Again, I want to see this get up to 92.50 and hold above that level. That would be nice. Momentum kind of fading a little bit. That wick rejection was fairly strong. A little bit extended as well from the medium term EMAs. Either way, still looks okay. Nice gap up, holding in this zone for now. As long as we can hold this and then push up once again, that would be nice. TLT found some legs off of this previous consolidation. Still looks like a downtrend to me at this point. If it breaks below 102.50, I would expect this to break down much further to these previous lows. Overall, we have a much lower low forming, and now I'm looking for a lower high and a continuation lower on TLT. Moving over to the volatility indices, move index selling off a little bit. Still looking like a little bit of a rally, which is interesting. Maybe a bear flag setting up. Could absolutely hold in this zone for a while. Move index has been here for a while, and it doesn't necessarily have to spike up from this level, but it is fairly interesting, kind of setting up a slightly higher low from the February low. VIX sold off most of the day through a wick to these previous lows, and then a little bit of a spike here at the end of the day, which is definitely interesting going into the Monday session. I'll keep an eye on this. My guess is that it'll just get a quick rejection in this zone and then move lower, but it is a slightly higher low from this previous low. RSI not above the 50 line, but it is above the SMA. Momentum ticking back towards bullish here on the 4-hour chart. Fairly interesting development right at the end of day on the VIX. Moving over to my accounts, I'm not sure why it says minus 45. I think I ended up plus about 550 on the day. Not too bad. I do have some puts going into the Monday session. Pretty low ones down at 366. We did see a little bit of weakness on the NASDAQ at the end of the day, as well as the IWM. You can see I did lose a little bit of money on that move on the IWM. We only ended up rallying 80 cents, and I did make a little bit of money on that move, but trying to reestablish here for Monday didn't quite work out. You can see I have 66 cents credit on both of those positions going into Monday. Not terrible, so my break even is at about 187.40 or so, which means I'm only in about a 20 cents loser right now. We'll see how that plays out. I might roll it out, or I might just take those shares and start throwing some covered calls on them. I do think the IWM is going to move a little bit higher, at least in the short term, even if it's selling off a little bit right now. Overall, more bullish on the IWM, a little bit hesitant on the Qs going into Monday. Let me know down in the comments section what you thought of the PCE data. Is inflation done, or will we see a resurgence later? Definitely like and subscribe if you got any value out of this video, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on any future episodes. Of course, none of this is financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes. Good luck in your trading and have a great day.